Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Sue. I'm trying to find the live on what you call it. Oh, there it goes. Facebook. Ding. One more. Ding. Where was the last ding? The last ding didn't go. Ding. Ding. There we go. Ooh, oh, it dinged twice now. Lordy be. How goes it? How goes it? Friday is finally upon us. Took a long time to get here. It's just taking even longer. Whew. Good morning, Brioni. Hi, Barbara Ross. Brioni, according to my tracking, your papers are supposed to be here today. So they should be here today. That's what tracking says anyway. That's what it said last night. It said that it was at the hub and that it was scheduled for delivery today. So I'm hoping we get them today. Hi, Joy. Hi, Cheryl. So I will message you and let you know. Hi, Treese. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. I didn't even check. I think my mic's, yeah, it's working. It's warm and raining here now. Hi, Sheila. I'm super excited to see them on that large of a scale because they're beautiful anyways. So I'm so excited to see them on that large of a scale. I can't wait. So, because I think it's going to be beautiful, especially once you get it on and done. Oh yeah, definitely. It's going to be amazing. Amazing. So we are here at Friday finally. Obviously, I was not here yesterday. Same song and dance. I looked at Nick last night and I said, "Oh boy, we're on the verge of going to the emergency." And he just looked at me and I said, "Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna make it to. I don't know if we're gonna make it to Tuesday. I really don't." So we'll just keep pushing on, keep moving on. So hopefully, but yeah, I don't. I highly doubt it. I will be completely out of my meds come Sunday. So it's about to get wild and crazy up in here. So, and the only alternative, no urgent care will touch me with a 10-foot pole. I've tried before and they looked at me and were like, "We can't do that for you here." So then I have to go to the hospital, the emergency room in the hospital. So, but I don't know anybody who likes to sit in the emergency room for 70 hours. The last time they did that, they left me in a bed in the hallway for like hours in just pain. So, right there, he was outside in the wind, sweeping outside, so his hair is all crazy. Son, you keep taking your glasses off. Ugh. I don't like that smell of the outside, when kids play outside and that's the outside smell that they have. I don't like it. Can you just go to your doctor's clinic, ask for a prescription? Hi, Angela. I never thought about that, just like showing up and be like, "Bro, this isn't working for me." But here's the thing, he's not even open on Friday. So if I was going to like bust in on him, I had to bust in on him yesterday. And my appointment is at 3:40 on Monday. But the problem is with those types of prescriptions, they won't let me pick it up until the following day after 10 a.m. So that's why I keep saying Tuesday. So yeah. No, it's not a normal smell. And even when my mom used to like hang clothes on the line outside, I hated it. I hated the smell of the laundry in the air in the outside. I couldn't stand it. I don't know what it is. I just don't like the smell. What that happens to wet clothes and the air. And there's no such thing as fresh air in California. So, hi, Miss Linda Baker. Hi, Miss Edie. How are you? Hi, Helen. Hi, Sandy Hinkleman. Happy Friday, Valerie. Yeah, so it's just a mess, man. It's a mess. We went through this in May to June, and I hated every minute of it then. And it's just, so we'll see. I pray that it doesn't come to that because, like I said, even if I go to the emergency room, they'll give me a shot in my buttocks. But even then, it's a toss up as far as like if they will fill a prescription for me because, and I get it, because if you don't know me and you don't know my history and you look at it on a piece of paper, it looks wild and crazy. It's like, I'm not contributing to whatever this girl's problem is. And then when I come in like that, then it looks like I look crazy. But I don't abuse my medication. I don't do any of that. Like I go from day 1 to day 30 and sometimes even past it. I don't even fill it every 30 days if I don't have to. So it's just an ugly situation. But yeah, Nick didn't like it too much because Nick actually left to Reno today. And so when I said that to him yesterday, he was like, if I went to the emergency room, you can't go and hold my hand. So, it's all good. I'm a big girl. I'll just be rolling around on the floor screaming for a few hours. Anyways, hi, Nancy Church. Hi, Nancy Nelson. Thank you for spreading the chaos, Nancy. Can you make an appointment for next month or a standing appointment monthly? I try to do that, but sometimes he does this where I can't get, like he has to reschedule and that's another thing that's really scaring me and why I want to get off of all of this is because his birthday and my birthday are the same day, but he probably should have already done retired like 20 years ago. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm scared that one day he's just not going to be there, and then what? Hi, Rita. Thank you. Oh, I know there's a lot of us that deal with chronic pain, and that's why I'm not like, oh, poor woe is me. It's just like, oh Lordy be, it's gonna get wild and crazy up in here. So. Miss Linda, I tried to stockpile before, and because this has happened to me a couple of times where he's gotten like sick or there was a shortage in the country in the world for pills and blah 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 blah, and my pharmacy did something that was really bizarre, and it made me nervous to ever try to do something like that again. So I can't remember, but yeah, I tried to do that and I was like, oh no. So anyways, hey Jeanette. So we have to finish up our teapot. Look at how good the skins look on there. I mean, and they are on there and they're not going anywhere. And we could very well just leave it like that. As I look at it more and more, I'm not mad at how the green and the gold is in there. But I do think I want to put a little bit of like a red, or not so much red, but you guys know what I'm saying, like that rusty in those letters a little bit where there's a huge amount of gold. And then we still need to do the back of this, and then we need to do a little bit of, I just want to do like some stuff to the windows, add more snow. And then, of course, you know, we started with that messy stuff, so we'll finish that. And then if you weren't here on Wednesday, I did stick lights in there. So you can see there's lights in there. So that's another reason why I want to do the chameleon varnish, so that way it will kind of reflect off of the sparkle that's in there. So let's get my desk onto screen. All right. Oh, what's happening? As a reminder, if you are on the Terry Lightsey page, please head over to Craft and Chaos. And even if you're watching replay, head over to Craft and Chaos and please try to get into the habit of watching over there. If you hit, that is not what I'm wearing today. What the heck? That is not the right live. What is going on? I'm like, I'm not wearing that. Facebook is tripping. Hello? Yep, that's what I'm wearing today. That was wacky. Wacky dacky. Hi, Melissa Joins. Happy Friday. Hi, Luann. Hello, the other Miss Edie. But yeah, as I was saying, if you are on the Terry Lightsey page, please head over to the Craft and Chaos page and please get used to watching the streams on Craft and Chaos, either on the book or over on the YouTubes, because I'm saying by the middle of this month, I'm going to stop streaming over there altogether. Hi, Phyllis. Hi, Tina. So, all right. So before, I don't know, either way, I'm going to boot scoot on one of these sides. So let's go ahead and do the back of this with the rust really quickly. And then we'll dry it and then turn it around and work on the picture. So, anywho, nanny. Oh, wow, that's so young. You did that on, it's so, I looked up, oh, what the heezy weezy? I looked up and I was like, I don't have that hat on today. And then I seen the shirt and I was like, nope, I definitely don't have that shirt on today. That was weird. Hi, Kathy, just got home from a graveside layout of a longtime good friend. From a graveside layout of a longtime good friend. Gummy rainy morning. Thankfully it stopped this afternoon. I'm sorry, Kathy. Did you did your friend get called home? I'm sorry. I think that's what you mean, right? Sorry, my brain's not all the way here either. Yeah, you look at this is already trying to set me up. What's happening here? There we go. All right, so really quickly, we're just gonna do the back of this, and I think that's pretty much it. Do the bottom of the teapot, I guess, but I don't know that you want to be turning this thing upside down. And I talked to you guys a little bit about this when I was here on Wednesday, but if you can see how up here it's very flat, and here it's textured. If you want more texture, just give it a stir, because now you can see, right now it's got pretty much, now all the texture is there. Obviously it's heavy, you know, the weight, it sinks down, so just stir it up a little bit if you want. I don't usually care because there's 3 of them here, so one of them's going to have the texture, or, you know, by the time you put all 3, but again, personal preference on how much you want. Hi, Jackie Bates. Hi, Laveda. All right. Just going to tap all of this brown color in just like we did with the entire teapot first. And you don't have to lay this entire base first with this color if you don't want to. But I kind of use it to, because I don't dry it in between, I use it as a blend as well. It was so weird the other day. I was driving home or coming back with Trevor after picking him up from work, and my watch says, "You are now live on YouTube." And I kind of freaked out a little bit because it was like, I don't know, 5:30 my time. And you guys, I go live at 1 o'clock my time. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I was like, I am not live. So then I have this moment of like panic of like, oh goodness, did something happen to YouTube now? And I don't know why. It's never done that before. I don't know why. It just randomly told me I was live on YouTube at 5:30 in the evening. But all was fine. Just thought it was very strange. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's hard. That's very hard. It's a long time to be with someone and then, you know, they're not there. So I get it. Again, you shouldn't mix your paints, but when they're yours, you could do whatever you want. Someone made a comment to Lynn one day and was like, "Aren't you contaminating?" Yeah, well, unless you depot everything, you're always going to be contaminating. Oh, he's on a mission. So again, you can, if you want to, you can dry in between if you don't like what's happening with the way it's mixing. Or you don't have to lay an entire base down whenever you're doing this. You can, you know, just put it in certain areas, but I quite like mixing the colors. I don't know what's going on with my eye. So I personally like a little more of the reds and the greens to pull through once we've got the base down. All right. I'm going to actually cover these and not put the heat gun on with them uncovered. And then we'll work on the front. And I brought in some of the bottle cleaner trees because I have some smaller ones, and then we'll pour resin in some of these, some of these smaller little woodland animals on the globe mold, the IOD. You switched to YouTube? So you don't know if you guys can tell all the texture that's on there. Is that where I dinged it? All right. I'll try not to boot scoot it too much. I'm going to put down another shop towel, but we'll see. That's why I usually don't paint the backs of things or the bottoms of things until, actually, it usually isn't until I'm going through it before auction or something. Just because you're always boot scooting around. I had a feeling that happened, but then I wasn't too worried about it because I know that we varnished it the other day, so. I know it would wipe off. All right. So let's take an itty bitty, an itsy bitsy teeny weeny. Haha, just kidding. And let's hit these windows first. Hey, Nicole. I'll send you your link in a little bit. So it's hard to see because of the glare, so I'm going to bend down just a bit. Remember, always shake up your chameleons really, really well. Because again, all of that mica, that glitter sinks to the bottom. So I think it'll be a cool little something that's shining in the windows. You can also use like the 3D varnish, or if you have the pouring glaze, that would work too. Those are going to take a little bit longer to dry, but would be really pretty and give you like that glassy effect. Because it's such a smaller area, I can see where the glitter is. So after I brush it on, and kind of am patting the brush just a little bit so I can get a little bit more of the reflect on there. Ooh, that's a tiny window. All right. Nope. Okay, I don't even, oh, you guys can tell. Yeah, I should have known. You guys can tell because the bright lights are right on it, on top of you. So you can tell. Okay, so we're going to do the snow. Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, Miss Donna Sue. We're going to do the snow as well. I don't know. I don't know, though, if I want the snow pin. I think I'm going to use the snow crystal. Oh, and also, I know that I'm out of the snow paste. I still do have the snow pin, and I have more on order of the snow paste for those of you who are looking for it. Hold on one second. All right. Let's see. Because we also need to put some of it on these trees as well. I don't know if these are small enough. I'm thinking they are, but I want the... I don't want the green ones. I think they're too green. So even if I need to cut them in half, because that's probably that we want, not the whole thing. I think those will work though. Yeah, I forget you because the lights are up here that even though they're that small, you can tell because it's going to reflect. Okay, so I've gone through this before, but snow pin, opaque white, snow crystal pin. It's not as opaque as the snow pin, but it's not translucent like the ice crystal. So you're getting that like in between. And it also does have like a sparkle reflect. The ice crystal has sparkle reflect and will be pretty transparent. You'll get a little bit of a milky color, but not very much. So if you rank them as far as what's white, opaque white, your snow pin, snow paste is snow. And then as you go down, it gets lighter. So let's just... I'm not going to reinvent the wheel here or anything. We're just going to... Where's that eraser that I stuck the pin in so I could not lose it? Oh, the eraser just dropped. That's not good. We're not going to do anything crazy. I just want to have, again, because we have the lights in there, anything that's going to have a little bit of sparkle or glitter is going to reflect from the light. So that's why we're just adding a little bit extra. And then I don't care for it to be perfectly shaped because snow doesn't fall perfect like that. So we'll have it a little bit. Just a fun little way to add a little bit of 3D. My back is on fire. All right. So it's kind of self-leveling by itself, even though I'm kind of doing it all crazy. You guys see it's just self-leveling by itself. You guys now can't even really tell that it's 3D up on there, but it is. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Betty. Okay, so I also want to do a little bit on the ground, but I don't want to take away all of the brush that's down here. So I'm going to switch over to the ice crystal, so that we can just put something down there, but I don't want to interfere and take out all of the brush, because then we start losing all of the dimension of the picture. Hello. Did you guys see that? Probably not. You're too high. A little bit on the steps. Yep. I hear you. What, bud? Good Lord. Coming in with handfuls of stuff. What are we doing? This needs to be charged. I can tell you that right now. What are you doing, son? What are you doing? You want me to hold it? It's kind of inconvenient. Oh, yeah. No, we're not gunning nothing on your computer. No, this one, no. Is that what you're trying to get me to do? You're trying to glue? For what? No, sorry, son. I don't know what you did. I think you probably stepped on it or something, but you can't put hot glue on that, goofy. Okay, so I'm going to put this in front of the fan. I don't know if you guys can see. So obviously there's quite a bit of difference up here, right? That, like I said, excuse you. So this is a lot more translucent down here. And then once this dries down, you'll be able to see the glitter or whatnot. I'm going to put this in front of the fan. Honey, I can't fix it. You did it. My laptop looks like your computer now, because you did that to my computer too. All right. So now let's work on the inside of this. And like I said, I think the trees, yeah, I almost am thinking that those are going to be a little bit too high. So we'll probably cut them, like I said, right about there. I think would be perfect. Just little bits, and then we'll put snow paste on them. Troy, I'm not putting glue on your computer. Have you lost your bananas? So let's get out our little IOD mold. I know you can find this at your IOD stockist. I got mine at L&J Goods. Oh. It's got Spanish moss in it. Isn't that convenient? Lovely. Spanish moss. Lovely. Hun, I cannot put glue in there. Son, I'm not doing it. Oh, hi, Lynn. Okay. We're going to put it over here, okay? All right. So let's get a little bit. I really want the little squirrel, the little bunny for sure. So we might as well just get all of these little guys and see what happens. What happens? So I'm going to take the Amazing Casting Resin in white, I think. Do I want to do white? I always say that. Do I want to do the white or do I want to do the black? I'm going to use a pipette because those are little. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, that's a pipette. About Willis. Oh, man. This is what happens when you don't clean out your... Nicole. Nicole's Recycled Treasures is on tomorrow on Creative Hour. Okay. This good. It's good enough. All right. So, equal parts A and B. I know. I know, son. I know. All right, so let's see if we don't need to pour. We only need to do the little animals, so I'm trying to tell myself not to pour enough to, do a whole entire mold, but anything that I always pour over anyways. I just throw it in the bag, and that's what goes in Happy Mail. You're welcome. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. Where's all my silicone brushes at? Not my brushes, my stirrers. Okay. So whenever you're doing quick cure, it's not like epoxy. You don't need to mix it for 3 minutes. You don't even need to mix it for a minute. I just swirl it around. Once it's clear, you're good to go. Hey, don't drop it. Okay, so these are going to be tiny. When the heat conducts, that's actually what makes these set, right? The smaller the mold, the longer it usually takes for it to set. So these are little bitties, so hopefully it doesn't take forever. By forever, I mean 15 minutes. Whenever you have little spaces, intricate molds, it just helps if you have a little pipette or pipette, whichever you'd like to say, because then you don't have to try to make sure you're not getting any over pour, because that's one thing I don't like to deal with is the over pour. I'm trying to figure out if I want any of these little stars to put on the background there. We'll see. We'll do them since we have enough. I don't want those big ones. I think those are too big. And these snowflakes are too big in comparison to the other stuff. I mean, I'll put it in here because I don't have enough to do the like the snow globe or anything, and I don't want to waste this little bit, but I'm not going to use it for the... Actually, this is ridiculous. I don't need the pipette for this. If you feel the resin's getting warm in your hand, you're running out of time. It's about to gum up on you. Like it's getting warm in the cup. So, yeah. It's about to get gummy. And resin is expensive. So if you're pouring a mold that's like one gigantic piece, you still want to pull out, you know, another mold so you can not waste your overpour. It's good. All right, let's put everything away. Hey, do you turn off by yourself? I don't ever know. Okay. Hi, Miss Connie. Hi, Patricia. Hey, I got a friend request from your personal page. I didn't accept till I asked you. I think what's happening is you guys are getting requests from my personal page. So that if it's from Terry Ann Lightsey, that is my actual personal page, and I don't even know why that one is sending out requests because I haven't done any of that. So I don't know. I did have to change some of the settings on there when I thought that the Terry Lightsey page was gone because I thought I was going to need to use it for DQ. So it's not a bad page or anything. It's just my personal page. You're going to see my family and stuff is on there. But yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Because somebody else said, like, I got a request from your personal page and I reported it. And I was like, what page was that? And they they screenshotted it. And I was like, okay. Didn't want to say anything, but I was like, oh boy. So I'll probably have problems with that page pretty soon because I'm sure people are getting sketched out and are reporting it. But thank you for asking. But yeah, if it says Terry Ann Lightsey, it's me. It's his eye. So I only want to take little bitsy bits of it. Itsy bitsy teeny weeny bit. Like that. Camping with my grandson this weekend. Sitting in the woods is great. Ooh, how's the weather? Must be nice, yeah? And then we will put, oh, I do need to turn on the hot glue gun. We will put a little bead of glue on there because I don't want the little whatever those are to, there's no base now. But you see, I think ratio wise, even to like the little bitty animals, that's going to be better. We can make this one maybe a teeny bit bigger so that way they're staggered in size and not all the same. I think that one's a little bit bigger, right? No? Same size? Wow. Okay. Maybe I need to do one smaller then. All right, let's just clip it and call it a day. Hi, Jane. Can I ask an unrelated question? I just used metal pigments for the first time. Do I need to top coat it on my snow globe ornament? You don't need to. I do. I top coat everything, but you don't need to. No, you don't need to. All right, let's make this one a little bit smaller since I seem to be eyeballing them the same height. Great, and until Sunday, then it will be freezing. He'll be ready to go. All right, let's take it right here. So today is the 7th. Troy's birthday is what? Is it Tuesday? 7, 8, 9, 10. Tuesday. Troy's birthday is on Tuesday. I shouldn't have horns and a pitchfork by Tuesday. Look at these, could be little, those like, what do you call them? Sit under the window. Okay. Just the little bushes. All right, so once the hot glue gun turns green, we will put a little dabble do ya on the bottom of those. And then we'll put a little bit of snow paste on them. Even though they're already white, I don't think it'll hurt to put a little bit of snow paste on them. Let's check on how this is doing. Oh yeah, you see how now, oh, you probably aren't going to because it's white. But if I turn it, you can see there's reflection down here. Almost like a glaze is going down there. And over here, it's pretty dried down. And it's got the texture of the glitter in there. So it literally looks like snow. It's really cool. But I know it's kind of hard to see because there you go. So this area here is dry. Obviously, the little small bits are dry. Here is not dry yet. That's why it's still a little like marshmallowy looking. Let's see if we can stand it up a bit to get that area. There we go. Maybe that'll work. You're welcome. Okay, so let's do a little dab on just a little dot. Hello. There you go. Just so we don't get the little bits coming off of there. All right. I'm just gonna stick these over here by the fan for a minute. Flatten them out so it's not all crazy when we try to push them down. Okay, it's good. Now let's get, what should we use? Take, this is going to be really white on there. I wonder if, that worked. We're rolling our trees in snow paste. There you go. Because you know what I was thinking? As soon as I start going like this, it's all going to go in my face. And I'm just not really in the mood to have a speckled snow paste face today. Thanks, but no thanks. No thank you. Not today. It's a big old blob on there, but that's all right. See how it's like flicking back at me? There you go. I think that works quite well, actually. Who knew? You can always kind of flick off what you don't want, but eh. Good enough. All right. And we might even put a little bit of, thinking I even brushed, because they are so white, thinking to even brush them a little bit with some chameleon. There's no rules. Who needs any stinking rules? So our little ones are doing pretty well. You can see the tree. Well, you can't. The tree's already basically ready to go, but these are still not quite ready. Excuse me. These are not quite ready. So let's get a softer brush. I don't want one that's too firm because I don't want it splashing back at me. We're just going, oh yeah. There we go. Oh, that looks cool. Now, obviously, it looks like it's, white on the tree, but remember, besides the snow paste, that chameleon varnish is going to go away. I really hate that you don't cooperate with me. There you go. The chameleon varnish will go away, and then just that gold sparkle will be on there. I'm going to lean it up against our um, rust pots over there. Now, I guess you could have just put the, what you call it, the snow crystal on there, but the snow crystal um, wouldn't give me like that actual 3D, like the clumpy that we got, like looking like clumpy snow. It wouldn't have given that to me, so that's why I still want a little bit of sparkle, but I want it very opaque. And then I'm kind of just putting the sparkle all over the trees anyway. This tree, poor thing, it needs help. Its hair is wild. Got some wild hair there, tree. Wild hair. You're going to probably need to just chill out any old way you can. Okay. That actually looks really cool. I'm telling you, chameleon varnish, it's a must-have. So obviously the surface of that is dry, but you can tell where it's super thick right there. That's not gonna dry until overnight. So let's go ahead and for now, I think those stars might be kind of cute in there, but if we need to pop it back out, we will. I won't put all of the prongs down until I'm completely done. Can you see this shine in there now? So cool. Okay, so let's put that in the water. I think we're kind of done with you. We'll put you in the water for now too. Throw you guys away. Didn't use you. So let's add a little bit of red into our. I was like, what's jiggling? I gotta glue down that battery pack. Let's add a little bit of like a red in there. What? Oh. And I don't really know. I want like how the red hues are picking up the rust. So again, I don't want a lot, but I do want a little bit. I'm actually I want to put red on my finger with Finnabair waxes. Oh my gosh, we're gonna live on the edge. This is not gonna come off of my finger for like days. There we go. See, you just want to add a little bit where all the gold is. Since there's green that was picked up in the mica, I just want to add a little bit of like the red. Not everywhere. Oh yeah. What do you guys think? I got a little too much green on here. Let's see if we can. I like that. All right. What is that? Spanish moss? What is this? Spanish moss? Spanish moss is trying to escape out the side. Whoever thought a rusty old teapot could live? Hi, Kimberly. Thank you. I know, right? We do the weirdest things. You know what I'm saying? We like to take things and make it old and crusty. Take something new and make it old and crusty. Like, what on earth? See? Look at that. Just a little bit because there's so much gold that's running through from back here, from the skin, that I think that just adds just enough to bring it cohesive with the pot. Why do I see white right there from like something that was already in the mold? I'm guessing that probably nobody else could see except for me. Hold on. There we go. Now there's no white. Hi, Deborah. Yeah, I just love it. Now it just gives us that one letter has white on it, which is really bizarre. So there must have been, like I said, something in the mold clay. You can't see it unless you turn it to the side. But I think it just ties it in now to have a little bit of that red on there too. All right. Okay, let's see if we can pull our little animals out. Actually, well, when I turn the heat gun on again, I'll get the Spanish moss down and everything else. Those aren't ready, I can tell, but let's see if we can get these guys out to paint them. Look at that little foxy. I think in relation to like the little trees, I think they'll be cool. All right, we're just gonna give them a little wash. Give them a little spritzy spritz with some isopropyl alcohol. And let's get some of our acrylic primer. You can use gesso, whatever you have. As a reminder, if you're on the Terry Lighty page, please make sure that you head over to the Craft and Chaos page. Get used to watching over there. Next week will probably be, well, not probably, next week will be the last week that I will stream to that page. I will only be on Craft and Chaos, Facebook, and YouTube going forward. Hello. Oh, it's a lot further down than I thought. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Well, don't turn over now. Defeats the purpose. Relax. You've been barking all day, and we haven't had but not one delivery. Not a one. And you keep making Troy hightail it upstairs because he thinks that somebody's out there. You're giving him false hope, Onyx. False hope. Onyx! Chillax! Chill out, man. Chill out. Let's move these little guys from where I have them because they will stick, which I usually almost always forget to move them and then stick to the paper towel. The squirrel even has a little nut. The squirrel even has his little foodsies. My bad, sorry. So, really quickly, let's just... Is this the red clay? That's the red clay. Really quickly, we're just going to paint these guys really quick. We're not going to do any fancy schmancy stuff to them. We just got to paint them so we can get them inside of our little spot here. Now, why are you all up on my feet? Eh? After giving Troy false hope, and now you're going to be all up under my feet. Why are you holding it? I don't know. Just a habit. I'm just using my little pokey tool so that way my finger doesn't get all painted, but also so he's not squirreling around. Squirreling around. Now you all know I don't feel good. But it would be easier if you just took like some blue tape and then, you know, stuck them on your desk. Hi, Evelyn. All right. Bambi is quite, she's hopping all over it. I haven't even done the bunny. Bunny's the one that should be hopping all over it. And we will put dimension in these guys, so don't worry about the overall color of them right now. Oh, you dirty rat. That wasn't nice. That wasn't nice at all. Okay. All right. Are you guys all good now? I think so. I think they alright. I think they alright. I think so. Didn't even use the earthy brown, but that's alright. And then add some stuffs to them. Dina! How are you? Long time no Dina. Dina? Okie dokies, artichokes. Let's take a little bit of our... Ow! Like a little bit of the white that I used, just the Waverly plaster. That way you can see the little features, the little eyes, and then the folds and the legs and the nose and all that good stuff. Hi, Mary Sharkey. Hi, Tanya. I still have horns and a pitchfork, Mary. Still in a lot of pain, but, you know, we're just trying to keep on keeping on. All right. And for them being so tiny, I always love when, no matter how big or small a mold is, there's still so much detail that you can see whenever you do, you know. Your highlights and your depth. Because obviously when they're just brown, they look weird. At least to me they do. But you give them a little antiquing paste, a little dry brushing, and they start to at least have a little form, right? Without getting real detailed and painting every little portion of them. Yeah, probably not until Tuesday, unfortunately. Just keep looking for Tuesday. Just keep looking for Tuesday. All right. Let's take some of this stuff and get it out the way. And now I don't by any means want to cover up the house. The battery pack is over here, but we can't see the battery pack. I'm thinking I'm going to put the cluster on this side, but I tend to do that anyways because I'm left-handed, so I favor the left side. I don't know why. All right, let's turn this bad boy on, and let's pull off the back again so I can get to our not messy at all Spanish moss. So the battery pack is right there. So if it needed to be changed, it could be. I'm actually going to make sure it's in a position that if someone wanted to really change that, they could. But you don't have to take off the back to turn the lights on. You can reach in from the front, and then with putting the trees on the left side, it won't obstruct where you have to put your hand in to flick on the battery. Hi, Chris. You haven't been here in a few days. What happened? Me? Are you talking about with me? Oh, I'm just in a lot of pain. I don't get to see my doctor until Monday, and I am yeah. Since I have chronic pain and I don't have the medication, I'm not taking them at full strength right now and haven't been all week because if I did that, I would have run out a long time ago. And yeah, so it's just been unfortunately something that I occasionally go through. I'm just waiting for the light to turn green so we can put it together because, you know, it's not like people are watching or anything. Oh, what do you know? It wants to play along. All right. So, you guys already know if I really didn't want anything to move, I would not be using this. But if for some reason somebody does need to get that battery pack out or whatever, all they need to do is heat it up. And it's enough to hold down Spanish moss and whatnot, right? Because I don't not trust the hot glue with Spanish moss. Where is my little doo-woppy that was here earlier? Oh, it's over here. But if you guys already know, if I'm meaning something to not move, I would never use hot glue. Not for it to be the only glue that I'm relying on. I might use it for something that I need to stick right then and there because I am live, but not for it to be trusted not to go anywhere during shipping or packing or what have you, or packing for the seasons or whatnot. So, all right, so that's down pretty well. And again, the battery pack is right here. I could flick it with my nail, but if somebody, wanted to open it up, they could still see it's right there as well. So, realizing that. I did spray this on Wednesday with the Gorilla Glue, the Spanish moss, so that way the Spanish moss wouldn't be going all crazy on us. All right, we are going to go ahead and push it all down now. I don't think it's hiding the house. I mean, we can always, like I said, I could put something in here to weigh it down so that the Spanish moss stays down really well. But I know it's going to be hard for you guys to see what I'm doing in there with my big hand and everything else. So as I'm putting it in there, I'll just keep picking it up and showing you guys. But I am just going to put little bits of glue at the bottom and then stick. Oh, look at that. I think that tree is going to be super cute. Like that, the size. So we just cut off one of the smaller trees. But I think they're going to be perfect size. Hi, Joanne. Okay. So that one is popping up. So I'm going to go underneath that Spanish moss because it's probably not down. And then I'm going to push that tree back down so it doesn't lift up in the air like that. Thanks, Tanya. There you go. So now it's down. Okay, so now I'm trying to think if I want all three. You guys know, or think I do. I'm going to put all three of the trees together, and then we might put a couple of the little animals on the right side. Try to not stick it on the light there. Actually, it looks kind of cool. It's lighting up the tree. I'll turn off my big lights in a minute so you guys can see what's happening in here. Let's get everything down first. I like the little squirrel. Or do we want the little bunny in the trees? I don't know. I feel like the squirrel is cute in the trees. Yeah, no. I'll burn myself for sure. Hold on. It looks like he's getting his little pine cone off of that tree. All right, and then let's put this little cluster of cuties on that side. Sorry, I'm squeezing your eyeball there. But, you know. Luckily, you don't feel it. He's looking back. I don't know. I don't know if I liked him in there. Hold on. I think it's cute with... Really? Hot glue? Really? That's how you feel? I don't know if I want him in there. I feel like the way that he's looking, it would look weird for him to be in there. Thank you for sprinkling. I don't know. All right. So, one thing I did forget. Let's just do this. Now, if you have ever worked with the snow paste, you know that once it hardens, it's not going anywhere, right? So you really do want to take it off and rinse it out. So it doesn't give you problems. See? Look at that, just hard paste up in there. Oh, I'm like, where did I put that thing? Especially up in there, it just doesn't know what to do with itself. Okay, I don't need it to be completely clear. I just need to get some of it down so I can. Whoa, you know what my fear is I pop those tops off so much that one of these days I'm not going to put it on good, and it's going to like go all over everything. Just waiting for the day to do that. Okay, so I'm just literally going to take no, I don't care if it gets anywhere except for the picture, and that's exactly where it just landed, is on the picture because of gravity and the way that I've got this thing leaning. So you guys see what I'm doing. I'm going to set it straight because I don't want it to flick on the picture. And then I'll show you in just a second. Hold, please. I just think some snow needs to be on the Spanish moss, otherwise it's looks a little just out of sorts. And it can be clumpy in some areas, right? Because snow just doesn't fall like all nice and cute. All right, now gonna put a little bit on his ear, just on Bambi's ear, just a little bit, not even enough to really be able to tell. Okay, and then I'll show you guys right now. Hold on. I'm telling you, one of these days, I'm setting myself up that it's just gonna splat all over the place one day, because I pull that thing off so often, and it's either gonna it's gonna happen with like snow paste or velvet powder or something, but it's gonna happen one day. Watch. Hi, Kay. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to just take this chameleon varnish and I'm going to brush it all over the tops of the Spanish moss. So that once that dries, then all of that will be on there. Okay, so now alrighty then. Let's do. I want to see if I'll tip it like that so you guys can see it. I want to see if I'm pretty sure the flowers that I'm wanting aren't down here. Oh, how cute is that? I didn't even remember that I had this. Those are dried flowers. Okay. No, they're not down here. I'm pretty sure they're right here. If they're not right here, then I don't know where they are. Woo, stood up way too fast. Whoa, I'm dizzy. Got dizzy. Got dizzy, Onyx. Oh yeah. That's, tall people put things up high. However, when they go to pull things down, bound to have something smash them in the head. Oh yeah. See? Onyx, are you serious? Bro, you're lucky I didn't run over your pawpaw. Did I finish the pumpkin? Not yet. It's sitting back here. Just I need to glue in everything and drop the lantern down. I haven't sat at my desk at all. The only time I've ever sat here since I haven't been well is Wednesday and today. Well, now those are going to be too big if we put them down there, so there's quite a few things I need to finish, but they probably won't get finished until Wednesday. Again, we have a man wrap these too. Yes, Pops? What's up, Doc? Oh, for heavens to Betsy. Telling you, man. It's... What's up, Doc? Hope you're feeling better. I am, since I had the sinus crud. Oh, no, not yet. Not quite yet. Hopefully after Tuesday. All right, let's put these on here and see. Just kind of wrap them around just roughly to see. Ooh. Sorry. My bad. Thank you. What do we think about the flowers? I'm not mad at them. Might help if I can see instead of looking in the camera. Yeah, I like the skin there. Do they what? Do they go with the scene? Well, I'll tell you, there's no holly or poinsettias in the house. Just wondering if it needs to be like longer or if that's fine. Oh, I actually like the longer one. We could have given it real weeds. Lordy be. Okay. Oh, maybe we'll put him in there. Sorry, I keep scratching the desk. I like him in there. I'm not mad at him in there. See? Little guy, we had some place for you to go. All right. So those flowers are up there real wacky-dacky. I will fix them in a minute. I just needed to put them in there. So, all right. Let's do the same thing with this and put a little bit of heavy body gel. A little bit of heavy body gel. Come on. You stretch for no reason. Now, obviously, it's got the little bumpy lumpies. So, I'm going to make sure. But since it will basically lay on anything, I just need to make sure it's got enough glue to make sure it lies down. You already know I got to get that off my hands before I continue. All right, let's make sure we get down those edges everywhere. Okay, and then I'm going to push down everywhere, and I actually want to see that heavy body gel coming out from under there, because then I know it's going all the way out to the edges, and especially since it's on these three here and up on this little ridge here, that it's down. It's good. It's good. Your OCD is rubbing off on me. I need that mold straightened so the comments don't look crooked. What? But sure. Okay, and then I'm just going to give it another good push, especially on these edges here. Alright, so now these guys that I threw up here all crazy and haphazardly because I just was wanting to see, I knew I was going to be annoyed because now I'm going to have to deal with trying to get them off. Okay, so let's put you right there. We obviously don't need this much of the wrap around, so just need to make sure it's down on there, and then we'll cut some of it off. And then let's get, I'll cut the excess off after I know that they're good where they are. There's a mold by the YouTube comment. It shows up underneath. There's a mold by the YouTube comment. What? I'm so confused. What mold? What mold? By the YouTube comment. Are you talking about the comments right here? I'm assuming that's what you mean because you can't see the other. It drives you nuts because it's crooked. This mold? It can't be this. It's just that because that's crooked? Dude, my OCD is not even that bad. That's what you're talking about. This is crooked? Do not even say my OCD is like that. That, I almost cursed at you. That does not bother me. If it was on here crooked, that would have bothered me. But on my desk, you goofball? Lordy be. You have lost your mind. I was like, what YouTube comment is she talking about? All right. And then let's get this one up here. And then we'll cut off that excess back there and see how we're looking. Because I don't want it to be looking all crazy back here either. Ooh, stop doing that. It's happening because I'm trying to pull the wire tight. And obviously it's sliding. Poor flowers getting all squished. Squashed. All right. You all right? You all right there, buddy? Oh, yeah, I like that. Okay. So I'm going to take all three of these little doo-wop. trying to figure out what that noise is that Troy's doing. I'm going to twist those back there a couple of times. And then let's give her a little, not my hair, little snip. And then let's tuck all of that down. Okay. Oh, my ear just said, nope, you don't need to hear nothing anymore. Okay. Okay. Should we put him up there or not? I kind of like him up there. Do we like him in the flowers? So he doesn't get left out? Oops. I like him up there, yeah? Okay. Now we will add a little bit of heavy voltage gel. And I bet you this rat, yep, it turned off. And I'm not waiting 7 years for it to turn back on. So we'll just be easy with our little fox here as we put him on the flowers. Because I'm not waiting another 5 minutes for that thing to come back on. Okay. He ain't never coming off of those flowers. The flowers might come off, but he ain't never coming off. Right, and then I do want to make sure again. I don't know if you guys can see, hold on, that the chameleon is drying. And so all the sparkle in there now on the ground. And then you can see some of the, like, snow. There you go. That's kind of better in there. But you see how the lights or the chameleon varnish in the window. And then the snow on the roof. You see now there's, like, sparkle all on the roof. Which is very, very pretty. And then obviously if we turn the lights back on, it's going to be very sparkly because it's right on top of it. So, I will take the backing off. Like I can see this is flopping around in there. I will tighten the wire, especially on just the sides. This one's not too bad. That kind of stayed up against the wall, but this one's flopping around. So I'm going to take the back off of that. Wait 10 minutes for the gun to turn back on. The heat gun, not the pew pew Facebook. So just chill out, okay? And then stick that up against the wall so it's not flopping around back there because that looks gnarly. Yeah, I'm not digging that. I'm not down with that. That looks not good at all. And then that can actually be tightened up against the wall too, like that, see? So, but very, very cute. And then obviously we textured. The white that's up here is bugging me. I can't lie. I've been looking at that ever since I've been putting this on. So if you guys remember, the teapot had like little bits of patina and scratches of white, and there was white all around the back piece, which I got on the sides and the bottom, but for whatever reason I missed this top here. So I will go in with the patina and get all of that off because that's driving me bananas, and it's been driving me bananas, and I keep telling myself, it's okay, just ignore it. It's okay. Nobody's going to notice. I notice it. It's driving me nuts. So I will just take a little bit of the the rust effects and put it on there, but it's very cute. It's like but see how this one's wilding out over here? It's like jiggling and wiggling and jiggling. Like, bro, like that's not how we put you. Like, that is not what we did with you. Mm-mm. But it's so very cute to know. And there's lights around the trees, which just kind of worked out that way. But so very cute. So very cute. I like it. And then obviously our skins, which were kind of what led us to all of this, is just doing the skins with our heavy body gel and actually 3D gel. So if you remembered when I first did the skin, at the top of it, I used heavy body gel. And then when I left you guys and did the bottom half, I used 3D gloss gel so that way you can see that either one of those pastes would work. So to make the skins, again, if you don't have texture plates like this, embossing folders will do just fine. But the idea is that you want something shallow. If you see how thin that is, hence skin, right? Because it's very, very thin. For that matter, you could even make your own little design on, like, you know, something flat like parchment paper or something like that. Make your own thing. I don't know if it would work. Like somebody was saying something about a stamp or something like that. It needs to be recessed. So, yeah, I like the little bits of reds that we added to it. I think it just pulled it all together. But those, again, they're not coming off. But I think it's so very cool. But that white is driving me nutso. Nutty. So I hope Nicole from Nicole's Recycled Treasures is on tomorrow. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you on Creative Hour tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Other than that, have a great weekend. If I don't see you tomorrow, if for whatever reason you're not on DQ. And then just remember, if you are watching the replay, please make sure you watch or get in the habit of going over to Craft and Chaos. And if you never knew what skins were, oh yeah, a lot of people don't use them because you kind of have to have patience, right? Because like I was very impatient that day when you put them in, like you want to take them out. So it's got to be a 2-part project. It's a lot of the reason why people don't like to use clay either, because you have to come back the next day and do your thing. But it's really, really, really worth it because it's super cool. So, alrighty, you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Prayers go out to you that need it. And yeah, so I will see some of you tomorrow on Decoupage Queen. Otherwise, I'll hopefully see you next week. If not, you know what's going on. Alrighty, talk to you later. Bye.